I just have to give it to all you parents and grandparents, because it's a crazy time now. Things are not considered normal, and they say that they probably don't expect things to be whatever we call normal. So we have to be flexible. We have to be resilient, and so that is, my purpose is to really encourage parents and letting you know that you can do it. You are chosen to raise your children, and that if you are choosing to homeschool, you have everything that you need to do a great job. And if you need any encouragement, please feel free to connect with me. I'd love to help you there. I did homeschool for 8 years, and also some of my experience, I believe, comes from my husband and I hosting over 80 international students for the last 30 years. So we've had a lot of young people come in and out of our home, and we've always received them as family, and they still consider us as their American family. And so it's been really great to hear what they've done over the years and how they've progressed, and the adventures that they have in their journey of life. In fact, just our last session, we had I hosted for international students, and one of our very first students was on the call with us, and that's Validia de Miguel. She was with us when she was 19 years old in 1988. Yep, she was with us at that time, and we kept in touch. Wherever you see that they want to get in the future, now is the time to start putting in the seeds and the skills that would work towards that end. So but what the most important is also to acknowledge what their specific unique talents are and their needs, and a lot of that comes through personalities. So today I'm going to be introducing you to this really basics of this model. It's called the DISC model of human behavior and personality strengths. And so I'm going to share my screen with you and kind of begin going through this. If you have any questions, feel free to write it down in the chat, and then I'll come back to it later. All righty. Okay. So today we're going to go over this this model, and this is just a tool. It's a tool for us to have a better understanding of ourselves and those around us, in our our family members and people that you have to work with. And so this is just an introduction, and we can go into a lot more detail in the future. So I picked this picture. It just kind of showed, the joy of this little child, and just having that full 100% trust in their moms and dads, and play, and just, having that pure joy. And, don't we wish we could have that every day? So, yes, life goes on, but we can have these memorable moments. And that's our focus, to be positive and just look for opportunities to make the most of every situation. So I like to just kind of show the lifeline, because the big picture is, a lot of times we feel like, there's little hiccups, and it's like, feels like a huge problem. But if we back up a little and look at the big picture of it, it really isn't that big, and we can just kind of keep moving on. We have a number of seasons in our journey, beginning from birth and going on through our lifetime. So today we're going to have an introduction to personalities. We're going to celebrate people and learn how we can build stronger relationships. So communication and personality training objectives we have are the first step of self-awareness, knowing who you are, what you value, what your basic needs are, and the key emotions and competencies that make you, you. The second is knowing people around you. This mindset training methodology helps leaders understand how to connect and engage all personality styles and build deeper trust. And the third step is to build better teams. Identify the character traits that thrive in a competitive environment and those who need more encouragement, motivation, and inspiration. You cannot build great relationships without great people. Everything we do in life is connected to people, but we don't spend a lot of time on developing people skills as a rule. So this is a personality history. 2,400 years ago, scientists and philosophers like Hippocrates began to recognize the differences in behavior, and they seemed to follow a pattern. This pattern was also explored by psychologists. The DISC model was created and refined by William Marston. In 1928, he completed his doctorate at Harvard University, and he wrote the book, The Emotions of Normal People. He's also the inventor of the lie detector test, the polygraph. In 1950, the very first DISC personality assessment was developed by Dr. Marston. These 4 traits were measured in words to express the intensity in each type. The words used in these profiles and the teaching are intentionally objective and descriptive rather than subjective and judgmental. A frequently asked question is, what is the difference between personality and character? Well, personality is who you are. That's our DNA. That's our makeup. That's the way God created us. And those are the special gifts that we have. Now, the character that we have is what we do with what we're given. Okay, so this is the beginning. We're going to show you how the assessment looks like. So it's a process of 24 questions. It only takes about 10 or 15 minutes to complete. And it just asks you what you most like, what you least like. And for the younger people that take it, there is a child version and there's a teen version. For the children's version of the assessment, they're in picture form. They have characters. And so they're given different scenarios and the child chooses which character that they would like to be and which one would they not like to be. It's quite fun story time. And adults have taken it just to test, and it's, just to see the accuracy in it. It's like 90% accurate. So this is what your report would look like. And it would include some description, but also these graphs, which are very useful and knowing. So the basic style over here indicates your natural style, what your natural, what you feel most comfortable with. And the environment is reflects how you react in certain situations and, how you may be in different environments. And then we have the round graph here, which is really helpful when you have a team or a group or a family, and you can kind of plot the points of where the individuals are. And here, this is a D here, and this actually is my husband's graph. And I'm going to share you my graph right after this, and you'll see that we are quite opposite. So this is what I just explained there. Here's my graph. And I'm way over here. Do you remember my husband's is over here? I'm over here. And that's my natural basic style shown here and environment style. And we're going to go through more so you understand what this is. But in these graphs, there's a midline here, and any of these personality styles that are above the midline, it's considered as being stronger in our personalities. Again, these don't define us, but it just kind of is an indicator in understanding our tendencies that come natural to us. This is our Validia's actually, and I wanted to share it because she's an example of someone who's disciplined in the medical field, and she has a quite high C here. and very compassionate, and works well with the team, so that she has a really high S, which you will all understand after this. So get out your disc characterization worksheet, and we're going to start filling it in. Is everyone with me still? Okay. All right, so here we go. All right, so in this sheet you can see, and if you don't have one, just get a white sheet of paper and fold it in to fours. We have the top section we're showing as the outgoing, and the reserved. So people usually generally can be categorized as being very outgoing or reserved. I don't know if you want, I could put in you can raise your hand and let me know how you consider yourself, or maybe jot down a piece of paper, how just, guessing how you think that you would be scoring. And then, so let's say for the D dominant ones, they would say they're outgoing. And then the opposite is the reserved. And then people are either task oriented or people oriented. On the left side, please add this word transactional. So you'll be writing it right down here on the left. Task oriented people are transactional. They like results. And then we have the people. People. They are relational, and they are, the relationships are most important to them. That's their priority. So you're right, the transactional on the left side, relational on the right side, on the people side. Well, people have very predictable patterns of behavior, specific and unique personalities. So if you can think of people that you've been with today, or in the past in your classrooms, or at your workplaces, or even in the market, when you think of, people that are in line, you can kind of, just looking at them and looking at their actions and their expressions, you can start kind of getting a feel of what their personalities might be. So who is who? Again, we have the quadrants. Now, what's great about the DISC model I like is because it's very easy to remember, and it's meant to be that because we want it to be useful and that you can apply it throughout your life. And so it is color coded, and signs are used. So we've got the outgoing personalities that are the D and the I. The D shows the exclamation mark, and it's green for go. Those are the ones that are people that, are leaders, and they really like to make the choices and direct people. And then we've got the I's, who are very outgoing and sociable, and they like to have a lot of fun. The reserved personalities are the S and the C's. So those are the S and C's down here. The people-oriented personalities are the I and the S. They're outgoing and people-oriented. The S's are reserved and people-oriented. The task-oriented personalities are the D and the C's. So putting this all together, each personality has a keyword, letter, symbol, and color. So you have the D's as being direct. They have an exclamation point because they're emphatic. They probably like to be self-employed. It's interesting. I have quite a few D's in my family. My husband's a DI. My eldest daughter is a DI, and yeah, my And they, let's see what they have, the others that you find that are probably the head of some companies and organizations. They would have a lot of the D traits. And then you have the eyes. The eyes are the influencers. Those are the actresses, the outgoing, the ones that really, like to have fun, and they're very social, and they like to, connect people. Their symbol is a star. They like the center of attention. The color is red. And the S's are supportive. Their sign is a plus and minus, meaning that, they're really easygoing. They like everyone to just get along. And they use the color blue because blue kind of goes with everything. And then you've got the C's, who are cautious. They ask questions. They want to know all the answers before they make a decision. They want to know why, when, and the color is yellow because they're cautious. So take a note and remember, no one is purely one type. So as I was explaining these, you'll probably, there might be one or two of those areas that you can relate to, or you might know somebody that you can identify those traits to. But we're all a combination of all four of these. And depending on the environment that we're in, or maybe some experiences we've gone through, then there could be a variation in the measurement of these traits in us. So what does each personality want? The D's want results. The I's want recognition. The S's want relationships. And the C's, they want to be right. So get ready to fill in this part. We're going to put in the outgoing D task types. These are descriptions for them. They are drivers. They're demanding. The D's are decisive. It doesn't take them long. You ask them a question, they know the answer. They are determined. They're very good in following through. They're doers, very active. And each of these personality styles have a blind spot, something that they need to kind of be on check of. The blind spot for the D's is they can appear to be defiant. The I's, the outgoing people, the stars, the influencers. They tend to be impulsive because they get so excited. They just want to do something and they just do it. They're impressionable. They're interactive. They like people. They like to communicate with them. They like to engage with them. They're impressive. And they're involved. Their blind spot is that sometimes they can appear as illogical because they'll jump and do something because they get so excited without, thinking through, or at least showing to others that they actually put some thought into it before they actually did something. And the S people are reserved and supportive. They are stable. They're steady. The girls are sweet and the guys are nice. They're status quo. They, again, they tend to get along with everyone and they want everyone to get along. And they tend to be shy. Their blind spot, however, is that they can't say no. It's so hard because they don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. And the C's, they're cautious. They're conscientious. They're competent. They're smart. They're concise. They're contemplative. They have to think about things all the way through. They're very careful. And their blind spot is that sometimes they can be perceived as cold because they're thinking so hard that their facial expression sometimes doesn't show that they're happy or, that things are okay. So their warning or checkpoint is to try to be more expressive and show people that you care. Now the D's, now we're going to go to what they like. I like to win. I like new ideas and getting results. They want results. I like to move fast. And I like a challenge. So if anyone comes to mind of that, yes, they like those things. Okay, the percentage of the population that have the D style personality is 10%. So, some say that is for everyone's good, that, we could only take so many domineering D people. And the basic need is the choices, the challenge, and control. They need to be in charge. The outgoing people, and these are things that they like. They like to be liked. They like to express their ideas and their feelings. And they like to have lots of fun activities. And they like recognition. The percentage of population that are the I style personality is 30%. And their basic need is recognition, having fun, approval, and to be liked. The S people are reserved, and these are their likes. They like to be accepted. They like teamwork and cooperation. And I like sticking with what works. They like harmony and they like routine. The percentage of the population is 35%. And their basic need is security, harmony, and to be needed. The C style personality, these are their likes. They like to be right. That's really important for them. They like an established pattern. And they like instructions. And they want clear instructions. And they like organizing things, which is great. That's like the bookkeepers. They're really good. And doctors and lawyers. The percentage of the population is 25%. And their basic need is quality answers, quality information, value, and excellence. They are very, these people that take the positions for, that you want accuracy and you want the checks and balances, then you are going to be looking for a C style personality. Now, the secret tip for each of these personality styles is for the D, the directs. The secret tip is learn to follow before you lead. For the influencer, the secret tip for them, because they're so excited, they just want to jump and, go ahead and do something and that's fun, is to learn to focus your energy. And just a note on this, because the influencers are fun. They're the ones that are in class and, sometimes they get the other classmates going and maybe, a little too excited in the fun. But yeah, so that's why their tip is to focus their energy. And in classroom settings, teachers tend, it's very common, to be of the C style personality. So you can understand the conflict sometimes when the C personality teacher is trying to control the class with the I personality student, but it can be done if they have a better understanding of each other. Then you have the S, supportive people. Their secret tip is they need to learn to say no. Otherwise, they might get taken advantage of or get into situations that they really didn't want to be in, or, um, being uh, they end up volunteering something they really didn't want to volunteer for. So anyway, the tip for the S style personality is to say no. And the C cautious secret tip is learn to share how much you care. People don't want to know how much you know until they know how much you care. But yes, and there's personality dynamics wherever you go, whether it's in classes or work or, teams, or even if you do some volunteer work or in the market. I mean, even in line, you can see the different personalities. Next time you go to the store, you're going to look at people in line and you're going to watch and you're going to look at their, their mannerisms and how they're talking. And yeah. Okay. All right. So a lot of my programs, I mentioned enterprising, is because I'm really into helping raise the bar for the kids and helping them to seize opportunities. And so that's here. And then also the reason why is I see the importance of building up the personality strengths and your mindset and, building up the confidence and people skills, is because in businesses, they have found that the most successful businesses have shown that they are successful because of their people skills, not the techie skills. And it's showing that, 15% is tech knowledge, 85% is interpersonal skills. So the better we can equip the children to feel confident and to learn how to communicate and show interest and, just working with people, that is highly valuable. And you'll probably be on the top list for job consideration. So this is the expert system that my husband and I have put together. So our programs aren't just, the personality part is right here, the mindset, personality and values, because that is going to be the cornerstone. That's the foundation that's going to help the children and us to really stand firm during these pivotal times, these crazy times. And then being active and interactive with others, and then, you have to have a higher morale and, encourage other people. And we like fun. So celebration is our key. We always, to us, even when I'm doing the time management course, it's going to, help the kids. Okay, let's make a goal. What do you really want to happen in 3 weeks, or, let's say 3 months down the road? Think big. Let's make plans. Okay. And then scale it back to, okay, in order to get to that point at that time, what do you have to do today to work towards that point? And then, and it applies also to whether it's personal, business, or organization. The same system works. And then for growth, for, for a family, it's, reaching out and, just doing more things together and growing stronger relationships. And then for businesses, it's reaching out and engaging with the community and, raising their bar in that way. Zig Ziglar, I said that it takes 21 days to create a habit and 90 days to change a lifestyle. And so the programs I've put together keeps that in mind so it's not just like okay, you're going to do this really quickly and fast, but then it doesn't stick. So it's designed so that it does create positive and healthy habits. And so I have a couple specials that I'm doing right now. The one-on-one hour breakthrough session includes a assessment, personality assessment, and let's say Karina wants to take it, so she would take it. And then we will schedule a day to meet, a one-on-one Zoom. And usually I have, the other ones I've had the mom and the student. And then we go through the report, so you have a good understanding of what it means and how you apply it. And then we'll talk about your goals that you have, and how are you going to get there. But it's all to feel very, the whole purpose is to let you know that you do have the skills, you've got the empowerment, and it just takes intention and some planning, because yeah, I think the craziest time now is that there's a lot of people, and especially kids, that are getting depressed, and it's because they have to have something to look forward to. They have to have a bigger picture, and not there's I really also feel like God's watching over us. We've got support. We are not alone. But
Sandy, the assessment that you're talking about, is that basically that sheet that you had earlier that had like a lot of line items on it? Is that the assessment, or is it a different process?
That is the assessment, but that's not the way it's going to look like. So when you go through it just tells you one question at a time. What say? Did it? Anyway, to me, it looked a lot friendlier than that one sheet of paper I had there. Yeah. So you'll get an email with your personal code to start, and then you click on it and you just start the questionnaire. It's basically a questionnaire.
Oh, it's like an electronic questionnaire.
Yeah, exactly. And then we'll meet and I'll go over it. I also have another questionnaire I like giving to the high school kids, because it just lets them really start thinking and sharing, like maybe their long-term goals and things like that, so that before our meeting, that we could get the most value out of it. Yeah. And then I have a family discovery. If you have this one includes a strength assessments for all family members, and then it'll be a meeting with the parents.
This is more for family dynamics.
Yes. Yeah. And it's all what do you call it? Custom. So it's not like
Would it help the kids get along?
Yeah, no. Only if they all really. It definitely give you a better understanding, and yeah, it's so funny, because then you'll understand why some want to just be quiet and left alone, and the others are antsy, and it's like, well, come on, are you ready yet? Let's do something.
Wouldn't stop badgering.
Yeah, exactly.
Just kind of describe my two kids.
Oh, really? Yes. And so then when you plan on outings or something, then maybe you can include two kinds of activities, kind of balance it out, that you can go to a museum, and then you can also have some quiet time, or some pool time.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
I like that.
And then I am putting together a time management jumpstart course. Just if we get enough kids to sign up, I think. What is that for me?
Man, she so needs this.
Really? Yeah.
Oh my goodness. This is totally exactly what I've been trying to hammer down on her right now.
Yeah. And you can only hammer so much, that they gotta start.
That's right.
They gotta start
Truly.
kicking in.
Truly.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the recording for the 1 hour discovery for parents. And if you have any questions or comments, I welcome them. You can message me. And just to let you know, I do have 3 programs that are available now at a really great introductory rate. So contact me and I'll tell you a little bit about that. It includes the one-on-one strategy sessions. It includes a family package and also a time management program. It's a 3-week program that I'm excited to get going. And the limit is to start on this pilot program, 5 students. So if you're interested in having your child considered for this program, please sign up as soon as you can for a one-on-one strategy session. This is one of the prerequisites. And yeah, anyway, I look forward to connecting with you. I am offering, a complimentary introductory strategy session just to speak with you and get to know you and what your family dynamics are and what I can do to help. Okay. All right. So thanks again for watching and please stay connected. I do have a Facebook page. It's Memorable Connections and you can always message me through that. Okay. Have a great day. All right. Bye.